Hello, everybody. So, today's topic that I'm going to be speaking to you about is, can you be body positive and still want to lose weight? So, this is a super loaded question, and it's one that I ask myself in my own self love journey. And so, I'm going to just share with you a little bit of my own discovery and in hopes that that can help you in your own journey as well. So, if you guys are watching this live, just please say hello so I can say hi back to you. And if you're watching it on the replay, just hashtag replay, and I will come back on when this video is done and say hi to you then. So, before we get started too, one more little thing is that if you guys are on watching this on Facebook right now, I would encourage you to go over to YouTube, type in my first and last name, and click the subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications for every time that I come live. We'd love to have you in that part of me on the internet. There's lots of yoga videos, meditation, self-love topics, body positive topics, body neutral topics, whatever you want to say, and interviews with other like-minded women. So if that's something that interests you, we would love to have you over there. So let's get into it, you guys. So can you be body positive while still wanting to lose weight? This is a super important question, I think, when you're trying to find that balance between loving your body and accepting your body through all its stages while still having that little piece of you that feels like, well, maybe I want to lose weight still. And can I do both things at the same time? And the answer is complicated, and there is no right answer and no wrong answer when you really actually ask it bluntly. But I'm just going to go through with you guys some of my own kind of discovery through that and what I've kind of come up with for my own journey. So I've asked myself these same questions, like I just explained. And it's really hard when you are looking online or when you're even just scrolling through social media. You will notice that you will get a lot of mixed messages. You will get messages saying that lose weight loss tips, feel better, be worthy, and that's ingrained in us from diet culture and social media that our worth is reliant on our size, and we have to lose the weight in order to find happiness. And that is so far from the truth, and that is the biggest part of my own journey that I am now sharing with others, is that after a 80-pound weight loss journey that I went on before I had done any kind of self-love work or self-discovery work or personal development, I was strictly I was hyper focused on, if I lose weight, I will have the worth, I will have the happiness, everything will be fixed. And so when I got to the end of that journey and realized that I still changing my body did not change the way I thought about it. I still had that mindset and that mental attitude towards my body that I hated it. I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like the way I felt in my body. And weight loss didn't change it. So changing my body didn't change the way I felt about my body. And that's really the biggest takeaway from all of that. So when we're talking about whether you can be body positive and still want to lose weight, there's a couple things to look at for yourself and ask yourself when you're going through this journey. I'm going to bring up my video here so I can see you guys. So when we're talking about this, it's important to focus on positive self-talk. So positive self-talk exercises that you can do and kind of like rituals or routines that you can establish for yourself is really going to help you in your journey of trying to balance those two things of weight loss and body positivity. And then the biggest thing, I think, is working on your relationship with food. So my thing that I have recently discovered that I have been kind of going through myself is mindful eating practices. And that really has started to allow me to reevaluate my relationship with food and make peace with food. And then really another big part of my journey that has helped with that whole balance is developing a self-care routine. So taking that time to find those practices that fill my soul, like journaling or working with crystals or aromatherapy. Doing these practices has helped me to find that like, nourishing my physical self-care, my emotional self-care, my mental self-care, my, all these areas of our self-care that we, when you're on that weight loss journey, you're always constantly thinking of the end result, and you're not doing any of that work typically, or at least I didn't 10 years ago. That wasn't really mainstream on like taking care of all areas of yourself. It was always based on physical and how you looked, like your aesthetic, right? And so, oh, good morning, Jenna. Hello. How's it going? um, so, and then another kind of way that I have found that balance too is finding movement that I actually loved. Because I went a long time thinking that I hated physical activity because I hadn't found the thing that I loved. I didn't have that form of exercise that I was like, I love this. I could do this every day. Since then, I have found that, and primarily my favorite type of movement is yoga, but I also love kayaking and just walking, and doing those things because I love them, not because they burn X amount of calories, or not doing them because it's the only way to get to that happiness destination, right? Like, it's being able to be present in the moment and enjoying that movement and enjoying how your body feels in that doing that movement. And just connecting it more to that spiritual and just self-love piece, right? So the thing with all this is that also that I've noticed too for my own self, and let me know if this resonates with you guys, is that when I first kind of started the whole of like, you know what, I am done setting weight loss goals, I am done starving myself, I am done treating my body or hating my body, is what I was really done with. Like, I am done having this internal battle with myself. It wasn't getting me anywhere. And so a big thing is the fear of being criticized if I was to, tell people that I didn't want to lose weight, that I was content and happy in my body, and I was learning to love my body. And then if I ended up wanting to have a health goal later on, that is okay. But because you really get that kind of like looks when you do tell people of like, I don't have a goal to lose weight. Like, I'm moving my body and I love the movement that I'm doing. I am working on healing my relationship with food, and the number on the scale or the size of my shirt does not really determine whether I'm worthy or not. And that was like a big, huge moment for me when I'm able to have the courage to do those things, to, like, especially I find in like the new year when people are all like, oh, I'm going to lose 50 pounds this year. I didn't have that goal anymore. My goal was to, do more yoga. My goal was to take another personal development course that was going to better myself. Or it was like, I want to journal every single day. Just doing those things that really nourished my soul and my spirit, and kind of had that, like, really, like, my main goal now is to have all of my areas of self-care being nourished. And that's nourishing the physical parts, the spiritual parts, the social, the emotional, the mental, all those things. Because when you can have that, then that's when you discover true happiness. Amen, girl. Love that. Yeah. um, so I think a couple tips for you guys moving forward is knowing that what's right for one person isn't right for everyone. So if a weight loss journey is where you want to go, then that's good. And I'm happy that that's where you want to go. And that's okay that that's where you want to go. You can still love your body and still want to have a health goal. Like, that's like what I tell people mostly is that work on your why. Like, work on why you want to be, why you want to lose weight. Is it because your joints have a lot of pressure on them and you feel like if you lost weight that would help you to feel better? You might have a health goal of like, I want to do this, and in order for me to do that, it would be easier on my body if I was a little bit smaller. And like and I kind of even start to shy away from. Like, my favorite way to tell people is to have a health goal and have it as like have it as a like physical health goal and related to like, I want to do this yoga pose, or I want to run a marathon, or I want to run a 5K, or I want to bike around this lake, or I want to like having your goal more oriented towards that, it's actually going to make it more enjoyable, because once you start to focus on a number on the scale, that's when I start to kind of cringe and be like, no, please don't do it. Like, I know you have to measure those things if that's a goal that you have, but I really like the whole purpose of coming from a place of like, this is what I want to do, so I'm going to be moving my body a lot to get to this moment of this goal that I have. And you could probably, if you did decide to weigh yourself, you would probably notice that you would have lost weight just by doing those things, right? So I really don't like the scale. I don't use the scale anymore. Uh, I was like a daily weigh scale. Like I weighed myself every single day. That was my morning routine, and it's so toxic, you guys. Like, uh, as women, our weight fluctuates daily by the minute, I feel. And so, really, the scale isn't going to help us to find that worth and that confidence and all those things, right? None of that lies in the number on the scale. So, I really think knowing your why on why you want to lose weight, if you can kind of convert that why of wanting to lose weight into a health goal instead of a number goal, so you can stay away from that scale and still be able to measure you getting closer to your goal. Like, let's say, for example, you wanted to run a 5K in one run. So then you would start a program for yourself on like setting yourself some goals. And I have a Mystic goal planner that could take you through that, right? So setting yourself that goal of, I want to run a 5K. So I'm going to start by walking a 5K. And once I feel really good at that, I'll set myself a goal of doing that for 2 weeks. Then after that, I'm going to run one of those 5Ks and then walk the rest. And just slowly building yourself up, like any kind of training that you do for yourself or any goal that you setting those action items and those action steps in order for you to get there is really going to help you uh, measure that goal without having a scale or measuring your inches or anything like that, right? So really, at the end of the day, it's okay to want to lose weight if it's not coming from a place of hate. So if you are wanting to lose weight because you hate yourself and you hate your body and you hate the way you feel, weight loss is not going to give you that key to happiness and that key to love. Self-love comes from the inside. It comes from how you feel about yourself from the inside. It is learning to talk positively about yourself. It's learning to quiet that inner critic. It's learning to be brave and step out of your comfort zones. Like, self-love is so far away from weight loss, and I wish I would have known that 10 years ago, because I felt like that was the answer and it wasn't. And it was devastating for me because I worked so hard to get to that weight loss goal, thinking that that was my answer to my worthiness and my happiness. And it wasn't, you guys. And so, if you're feeling like I did, on feeling like that was the only way that you could feel good in your skin, I'm here to tell you it's not true. And that uh, I love all you guys that are watching. And I hope that you can know that your worth is not determined by your size or your shirt size or your weight or your inches. None of that determines your happiness, your worth, your importance. And it's just really knowing that once you can start to learn to love your body, then you may want to have a health goal, and that's okay. And I think it's just knowing to not come from a place of hate is really my best advice I could give you, is that if you're coming from a place of love, that wanting to take care of your body and nourish your body, and if it ends up that you lose weight at the end of that, then I'm happy for you. But I just want you to come from a place of love and a place of taking care of your body and nourishing your body and fueling your body and making your body feel good. Jenna says, me too. I used to weigh myself morning and night. It was super unhealthy. Yes, absolutely. And it's a really hard habit to break. Like, it took me probably a good year before I could not step on the scale daily. Like, it was like a gradual thing too, of like weaning myself off of it, right? So, oh, and I see Shayla on there. Hey, Martina, I just joined. Hey, Shayla. So yes, so that was kind of all that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and just knowing that there is no right or wrong answer when it comes to if you can be body positive and lose weight at the same time. I just really, at the end of the day, making sure that it comes from a place of love and not a place of hate of why you're wanting to change your body. What if losing weight will improve your health? Absolutely. Like, I think that if losing weight is going to improve your health, if it's going to, because if you have a health condition that is preventing you from being that healthy, optimum version of yourself, then it's okay to want to set that health goal of, I'm going to move my body every day and I'm going to take care of myself. Um, I'm going to move my body. I'm going to feed my body nourishing foods, and not even having a weight goal in mind is what I've kind of described. If Shayla, if you go back and watch this after, really bringing at least my advice from my own personal journey is that if I can set myself a health goal rather than a weight goal, you're going to end up probably losing weight anyway. But just making that health goal your kind of goal is to making it so that, like I described on like a 5K, for example, on just having a health goal in mind, and then working on your relationship with food, and healing that relationship. So like at the end of the day, after you do all those things, you're going to be moving your body more. You're going to be nourishing your body with better food. And really so the answer is yes. Like, it's a complicated answer, and it's something that I'm also working on in my own journey. But I do think that if you want to lose weight to improve your health, then that is something that, if that feels right for you, just making sure it's coming from a place of love is really, at the end of the day, is what my advice would be. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to head out of here. But before I head out, if you are not in this community already, we are a group of women empowering each other to find self-love at any size through many different holistic approaches. And so if you'd like to join us, the link is in the description of this video. We would love to have you. And that is all, you guys. So I hope you have the best day, and we will see you next time. Take care.